Sorry I'm looking that way because I'm looking out the window and my car is literally right there. So when I'm talking about the car or the Uber or anything like that, I keep looking at my car for some reason. So bear with me. What's up guys, it's Will and welcome back to my channel. So today is a bright blue sky. There's not a single cloud in the sky. It's really nice out. It's probably like 50 degrees. I mean, that's not really nice, but after it being like in the 20s and snowy and rainy, it is really nice today. So I thought I would take advantage of it and shoot this with natural sun lighting. And looking at this, I actually like how it looks a lot better than when I do my makeshift lighting. So I'll probably continue to do that when it's nicer out. Hopefully it'll still work when it's disgusting out too, because that would be nice. So not too long ago I took an Uber, and I don't really take Uber too often, mostly just because I have my own car and also because I don't really go out that often. But not too long ago I went out with a group of coworkers and they wanted to go to this one bar, and we went to this bar, and like I've said in my past videos, I don't really drink that much, but I went and I was hanging out with them, and it was kind of just to get a feel for like things around the city because I still am new to this area. So I wanted to see what was kind of like the cool places to go to, and I kind of wanted to also like put myself out there, maybe try to meet some new people. So I was trying to just kind of do all of that in combination. So because I was going with a group of people, we decided that we were going to do an Uber. We Ubered to the first bar. We got there. For some reason, one of our friends wasn't able to get in. The guy said that she looked like she was drunk, but we hadn't even started drinking yet, so he didn't let her in. So we ended up leaving, and they Ubered to another place, so we had to get another Uber and meet them at this place. So we went to this place, and that's where we ended up staying for the rest of the night. And like I said, I didn't really drink that much, but a lot of the other people drank a lot. And at the end of the night, one of my coworkers came up and was like, hey, we're house sitting at a house a couple towns away from you. Do you want to like Uber back together, and we can get out at the first stop, and then you could just take the Uber back to your house? And I'm like, yeah, can you do that? And like honestly, like I said, I don't take Ubers that often, so I don't really know how Uber works completely, other than like you can call them and they'll bring you from like point A to point B. I didn't know that they could take you from like point A to point B to point C. So I'm like, yeah, sure, like that's fine. And I never use Uber on my phone, so I got like a certain percentage off or something like that the first time. So the night goes by and we're not even out that late. It's probably only like a little bit after midnight. So around like 12:40-ish, we decide, hey, we're gonna call the Uber and we're gonna head home. We call the Uber. The first Uber comes, or it's like weird. The first Uber doesn't even come. It like comes, circles around the block, and then just like leaves. And we're like, what the heck? So it never came pick this up. And at that time I was like, okay, cool. It was like 13-14 bucks to come from the city back up to where I live. So I was like, that's so cheap. We were gonna split it. So I was like, okay, we'll each have to pay like $7. That's not that bad. But when that Uber left, I had to order another one, and between the time that Uber left and I had to order a new one, it like had jacked up to like that time where like the price goes up. So it was like now $40 for this Uber, and I was like, oh, really? Okay, like I mean, still it's only like $20, but still like that's a huge jump between like literally like a 5-minute time frame. So I was kind of like, what the heck? So we get this Uber to come. It picks us up. You know, we drive from the city to my friend, the house that my friend is house sitting at, and that there is $40. I didn't really take into consideration that then I would have to pay again to go from there to my house. So they paid me for $20 to that place, but then because it was that time period where it was jacked up more, it was like another like $25-30 to go from that house to my house. So they ended up only paying like $20. I ended up paying like $60-70, and it kind of really sucked because I was like, I don't even take Uber that often. Like I have my own car. Like it was just kind of like, like I'm not gonna blame them because they were drinking. They probably didn't really realize that it was gonna cost that much, and who knew between, you know, within 5 minutes that it was gonna change from like $14 to like $40 and then plus. So you know, I'm not really gonna blame anybody, and I wasn't gonna like be like, yo, you owe me more money, because like whatever. The ride from the city to their house was totally fine, really smooth, and then for some reason it's literally as soon as they got out of the car, my Uber driver was like literally anytime he went down a hill, he was like stomping on the brake, and I was jerking forward like this. And I don't get car sick like ever. Like I don't think I've ever gotten car sick in my life, and let me tell you, I was literally sitting in the car like this, trying to hold it down. He was slamming on the brake as he went down the hill, slamming on the brake every time he went around a turn, and I was like, oh my gosh. And for some reason the house that my friends had lived at was like at the top of a hill, so it was a long way down, and I kind of live also kind of down for the most part. It's mostly downhill, so it was just like, it was probably another 15-20 minute drive to my house, and I could not take it. Like I've never been in a car where someone drives like that, and he was not driving fast, and I was like, oh my gosh, hurry, oh my gosh, hurry. And I'm like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? And I'd never felt this way before. Like it was literally just like coming up, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my gosh. Finally we make it close enough to my neighborhood where I'm like, right here is fine, right here is fine. And I hop out of the car, and literally it's like a matter of seconds. I don't even make it from his door to like the side of the street before, let's just say, confetti came out. Before the confetti came out. Lots of confetti. It would make sense if I drank, but I didn't really drink at all, and I didn't really eat that much either, so like I don't really know what the heck that was. I was dressed nice, so that was also kind of a bummer. Like Cool. So by this time it was almost 2 o'clock in the morning. It took a long time to get home, especially because this guy was slamming on his freaking brakes the whole way. I got home. I was so tired. I honestly didn't even shower. I brushed my teeth though, so it was a fun Uber experience. Not really. Like I said, I don't really take Uber that often. I'm probably not going to take Uber again for a long time. I don't really have a need to take an Uber. I'm sure Uber is great. I'm sure people have had a lot of really good Uber experiences, but since I haven't taken it too often, like that was really only one of my experiences, and it kind of sucked. I'm sure there are a lot of bad Uber drivers. I'm sure there are a lot of phenomenal Uber drivers, but if I have to get into another Uber car that actually makes me car sick when I've never been car sick in my entire life, I'll walk home. I'm not doing that again. Yes, she's saying hi. Say hi. She's like, nah. So since I got my new car, a lot of people were like, hey, you should sign up for Uber. You got a new car, like that'll be perfect. Like it'll help you like pay your monthly and everything, and you can make a lot of money on Uber. And at first I was like, oh yeah, maybe that would be cool. But then once this experience happened, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like I am good at kind of just like holding my confetti down. But I have friends and I know people who have like poured their confetti all over someone else's car inside an Uber, and I would be so mad if that happened. Like I don't know, like I would not want to clean it up, and I'm sure they're not going to clean it up because that's not how it works. I mean, I did hear from somebody that like you get paid like $200 if someone does that, so like that's kind of cool, but at the same time, like I would rather have a clean car and not have disgusting throw up somewhere in my car. Like I wouldn't even want to be in my car if there was like dry throw up in there, or I knew someone threw up in my back seat and it like wasn't clean properly. Like that would gross me out. Like, so I'd rather like not have that extra $200 than have like dried up crusty ass throw up in my car. So maybe one day I'll sign up for Uber. I don't think I would, to be honest, but you never know. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Who knows if that'll happen. Alright guys, so I just wanted to share that Uber story. If you guys have had a bad Uber experience, please comment it down below because I would love to read those. It's kind of like those Tinder nightmare type things, so they're just a lot of fun to read. So please do that. Hit that like button if you feel bad that I got car sick, because I never get car sick, and you don't have to hit that like button, but like. And hit that subscribe button because I post videos every single day and you don't want to miss out on them. And I'm really liking this natural sunlight, so ting. Alright guys, until next time, peace. Perfect.